Casemiro's time at Manchester United is coming to an end, and with that, one of the club's biggest rebuild jobs officially begins. United have confirmed that Casemiro will leave at the end of the season when his contract expires, closing the chapter on a midfielder who brought pedigree, leadership, and steel to Old Trafford. A five-time Champions League winner, Casemiro was signed to stabilize the midfield, and for periods he did exactly that. But with age, wages, and long-term planning now in focus, United's attention has firmly shifted to finding his successor. Importantly, this search isn't just reactive. United have wanted to refresh their midfield for some time, ideally with someone much younger than Casemiro. Midfield reinforcement is expected to be a top priority this summer, even as uncertainty around the club's next permanent manager complicates planning. Several names have already been linked, and here are 6 players identified as potential replacements. The first is Carlos Baleba. United's interest in the Brighton midfielder is well established. They attempted to sign him last summer before being firmly warned off, but the interest never truly disappeared. Baleba's form this season hasn't quite hit the same heights, but that doesn't erase how outstanding he was in the 2024-25 campaign. The 22-year-old played a huge role in Brighton's midfield after Moises Caicedo left for Chelsea, standing out for his aggression, energy, and defensive intensity. United even explored a potential move again in January, though a reported price tag north of £100 million remains a serious obstacle. Still, stylistically and physically, Baleba fits the mold of a Casemiro successor, especially with Casemiro's £350,000 a week salary soon coming off the books. Next is Adam Wharton, one of England's brightest midfield prospects. His rapid rise at Crystal Palace has attracted attention from some of Europe's biggest clubs, including Real Madrid, Liverpool, Manchester City, and Manchester United. With Palace facing uncertainty both on and off the pitch, Wharton is expected to consider his future carefully. The 21-year-old has impressed with his passing range, technical quality, and positional intelligence, and it's no surprise he could command a fee similar to Baleba's. However, Wharton is not a like-for-like replacement for Casemiro. He excels when paired with a more defensive partner and doesn't offer the same ball-winning presence. That said, his talent is undeniable and he remains a very real option, just not a direct heir. Then there's Elliot Ederson. Few English midfielders have seen their stock rise as quickly over the past year. After leaving Newcastle for Nottingham Forest due to financial regulations, Ederson has flourished. His performances have even put him in contention for England involvement under Thomas Tuchel, with talk that he could partner Declan Rice in a double pivot at the 2026 World Cup. At 23, Ederson offers a rare mix of relentless energy, defensive awareness, athleticism, and quality on the ball. United have shown interest before, and while his fee could also surpass £100 million, he represents one of the most complete midfield profiles on this list, and a very credible long-term replacement. Ruben Neves offers something different: experience. Links between Neves and United date back years, but his move to Al Hilal in 2023 took him out of the European spotlight. With his contract now approaching its end, rumors of a return to England have resurfaced. A potential fee of around £20 million has been mentioned, making him a relatively affordable option. At 28, Neves would bring Premier League experience, leadership, and technical quality. He wouldn't replicate Casemiro's defensive output, and questions remain about his recent level in Saudi Arabia, but his ability to control games and score goals from midfield shouldn't be overlooked. Another intriguing option is Ederson of Atalanta. After helping the Italian side win the Europa League in 2023-24, the Brazilian was tipped for a major move that never came. Since then, he's continued to perform consistently, even without Gian Piero Gasparini's guidance. At 26, Ederson is press-resistant, energetic, and defensively strong, qualities United value highly. With just 18 months left on his contract, he could be a more cost-effective solution and an intelligent replacement for Casemiro. Finally, there's Angelo Stiller. The Stuttgart midfielder has been central to the club's resurgence in Germany, playing a key role in their return to the Champions League and their DFB Pokal success. At 24, Stiller isn't a traditional defensive enforcer, but he contributes heavily in possession and creatively, registering 11 assists across all competitions last season. He ranks highly for progressive passing and involvement in build-up play. Defensively solid if not dominant, Stiller mirrors another side of Casemiro's game, the ability to influence matches going forward, something Casemiro himself has done with 33 goals and assists since arriving in England. Replacing Casemiro won't be straightforward. United aren't just losing a defensive midfielder, they're losing leadership, experience, and a unique blend of grit and end product. Whoever comes next will likely define how this new Manchester United midfield is built. So the real question is this: should United go all in on a young enforcer, lean toward technical control, or strike a balance between both? The answer could shape their future for years to come.